Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into the world of homemade pizza, and trust me, you will want to roll your sleeves for this one. We are making a classic favorite pepperoni pizza, and we are doing it with a twist that's going to change your pizza game forever. Let's talk ingredients because we are not just throwing together any pizza. We are crafting a masterpiece. We will start with our dough. We are using 4 cups of 00 flour. This flour is perfect for achieving that chewy yet crispy crust we all love in our pizza. But here is our secret ingredient: 1 cup of powdered milk. You might wonder, why powdered milk? Powdered milk enhances the texture and flavor, giving us that richer and tender crust that's absolutely to die for. We also have 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil for that hint of richness, a tablespoon of Himalayan salt, flavor boost, 2 tablespoons of dry yeast to help the dough rise beautifully. We start off by adding 50 grams of agave nectar in 1 cup of warm water. We added our tablespoon of dry yeast to bloom the yeast. If your yeast syrup does not bloom at this point, pour it away and start all over again, because this will surely tell you if your yeast is alive. You do not want to use very hot water. You just want to use warm enough water that your hand can feel warm in it but not hot. Alright, we mix all of this together in the sand mixer. First pour the yeast, ensuring that we everything of the cup of oil. Finally, the 4 cups of 00 flour. I use the spoon to add them to avoid, or at least pouring it on the counter. We then secure the sand mixer, ensuring that it is not wobbly. We start by turning it to a setting of 2. We did this slowly so that it does not splatter all over the counter. And we're using the hook. We continue to mix together in the sand mixer. Dough becomes smooth. Look at how well this dough has formed. This tells you that the gluten has formed beautifully. Initially, the dough will always be kind of rough. It becomes very smooth. Then gluten has actually developed. Gluten is a protein that is in flour. Kneading helps develop the gluten. Alright, so now we are done mixing, and the dough feels really great. It feels very soft. It's very therapeutic. At this point, we are going to let the dough proof for a few hours. We proof it in the bowl by spraying olive oil spray inside the bowl. We then cover it, leaving it for a few hours. The temperature of the room determines how quickly your dough rises. We want to make sure that the dough remains in an area of about 70 degrees. The dough has doubled in size. While the dough is resting, we are going to start our sauce. No pizza is complete without a flavorful sauce, and ours is no exception. We are using 3 tablespoons of homegrown powdered tomato. Yes, you heard right. Homegrown and powdered by myself. We just mixed a cup of water and 3 tablespoons of the powdered tomatoes. Watch it transform into a rich tomato sauce. We mix it together. We also have 3 tablespoons of homemade all-purpose seasoning. We chopped up some freshly harvested oregano leaves. Here you can see me doing that. This was just harvested from back garden. And then we added 3 tablespoons of sweet basil that we harvested during summer and stored it in the freezer. We're now opening it up for the first time. We're going to use about 3 tablespoons of that. So now we have gathered all our ingredients together. We are going to go ahead and actually start the mixing. We then pour the 1 cup of tomato paste, cookware that we already started on medium heat. We added the tomato paste and all the other ingredients. We ensured that everything was well mixed in. If you're curious about making your own powdered tomato, that subscribe button and turn on the notification button so that we will notify you when we upload the video. All right, back to our sauce. We mix everything thoroughly, 2 to 3 minutes. This really does not take too long to cook because it is still going to cook with the pizza. Pizza sauce are so easy to make, and if you don't feel like making your own, you can always use the ragu sauce straight from the bottle. Also, if you're interested in learning how to make your own spice, please check out our spice video in the playlist. Alright, so while the sauce is on the fire, we allow it to simmer for a short period of time. We then turn up the heat and let it cool while we move back onto our dough. We are going to be making this pizza in a cast iron pan, and there are a few things you have to do in order to prepare a cast iron. You have to make sure that it's well greased. We also made our own homemade cheese block. So in order to prepare, we actually grated mozzarella cheese and we added some Monterey Jack. With our dough ready, after 1 hour, we then punched out all the gas in the dough. It is very, very important to deflate the dough so that all that gas built up by the yeast is removed. Then we folded the dough within itself and then cut our dough into 4 pieces. We then weighed our dough to ensure that we had even portions. Once we've achieved the same consistency in terms of weight of all the doughs, we wrapped the 3 that we're not using in a saran wrap in order to prevent them from drying up while we work with the first dough. We put those aside for a later use. It is really important to make sure that you wrap them in a saran wrap or in a plastic wrap, as you do not want your dough to dry up. Here we start to shape the dough. I'm also spraying the cast iron with more olive oil spray. This helps keep the crust crispy and chewy. Of your baking pan, you can roll it with a rolling pin. I am attempting to just stretch it slowly. If I prefer thin crust dough, here I am ensuring that it is thinly crusted. I then spray to cover the whole entire surface of the cast iron pan. Spreading the dough in the pan, I now spread the dough and sauce generously on the dough, ensuring that all the surface are covered. Then we sprinkled with the mozzarella cheese. And the Monterey cheese generously, and then layered on those pepperoni slices, overlapping them. It is important to overlap them because they do shrink once they're in the oven, giving you gaps in between. So how you start off when the pizza is being prepped is not how you're going to end up. So I ensure that all the layers are overlapped. At this point, I sprayed some more olive oil around the dough so that it can get that crispy and chewy consistency before popping this into a preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. While the pizza is in the oven, I then made a sauce with 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter, half a tablespoon of garlic powder, half a tablespoon of basil and oregano, and half tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. Mix them together, and we're going to use this to actually, once the pizza was cooked, we garnished with the Parmesan spread. This smells so good, and butter garnish sizzles, and the aroma is, oh my god. You can just smell the butter, the basil, the oregano. This is so good. It smells so good. I cannot wait to eat it. And there you have it, folks. A homemade pepperoni pizza that is sure to impress. Crispy, chewy, and bursting with flavor. from the comfort of your own kitchen. Now is the ultimate test, the taste test. As I was cutting this pizza, my son smelled it and he came down the stairs and he was ready to eat. At the time, I have to try it first. So here we go. Ooh, look at that. And here we go. Moment of truth. Oh my God. This is better than any store-bought pizza. By far. I am not even going to lie. You should really try this. This is amazing. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Videos. Thank you. This is Dr. Okeke.